Haril, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today, I would like to explain about the last topic of the Unit 1. This is the transformer. So, what is the transformer and how many types of transformers generally? So, already you know that the previous lectures, what we discussed, that is the self-inductance, mutual inductance, coefficient coupling, and what is the impedance matching in the transformer, and what is the transformer basic and all. Now we are going to explain about the little bit deep to what extent we are going to explain to students, which will be help to their examination point of view. So now we will coming to the transformer. Generally, transformer is the transformation of power or energy from one circuit to another circuit is called the transformer, and without any changing of its physical what we call physical this appearance. So we will go to this the transformer. This is the structure actually. What we have, this is made by the what is the core, which we have to take. This is the primary and secondary windings is there, which is the laminated cores, which is n number of laminated cores is there, which will be fixing with the primary and secondary windings on side by side with somewhat gap and all. It is a transformer is a oldest innovation in the electrical engineering. Already know that a transformer is an electrical device. This is an absolutely electrical device. So without electrical engineering, there is no electronics engineering, right? So therefore, this transformer is a need to produce the energy for exchanging. I mean, the step up or step down, the conversions is required. So we need to take a transformer. It is an electrical device that can be used to transfer the power from one circuit to another circuit without any physical contact and without changing of its characteristics like a frequency, because for the electrical engineering always we take it as 50 hertz frequency, but in Indian standard systems always we use only 50 hertz, but the American standard 60 hertz. So that is for the electrical engineering purpose. Of course, we will coming to the electronics and communication. Generally used to take a high frequencies, that is RF megahertz of frequency. Minimum is the kilohertz of frequency, gigahertz of frequency, like that. So that for high frequencies that is for. But here the electrical engineering we use only 50 hertz of frequency. It should not be changed during the transformation of the power from one circuit to the other circuit. So not only a frequency, which is the phase is also very important. This is it should not be changed any phase characteristic also. It is an essential device in every electrical network circuitry. So therefore, it consists of a majority of the two circuits, and namely, one is the primary, another one is the secondary of this circuit. So here, primary circuit, what we have actually, primary coil is there and the secondary coil is there. Already know that how the EMF is induced in the mutual coupled circuits. That is a mutual induction principle. That principle is applicable in a transformer generally. So now used to take, this is the structure of the transformer. The types of transformers already know that the two types, one is a step up and other one is a step down transformers. Just we will go through this slide just to take the type and based on the winding turn. So therefore, it completely based on the turns, n number of turns of a primary and secondary coils. So therefore, here the step up transformer consists of maximum windings in the secondary side. Step down transformer have the maximum winding in the primary side and less windings in the less turns in the secondary side. But in step up transformer less turns in the primary side and the more turns in the secondary side. But in step down transformer, vice versa. So as the name states that the secondary voltage is stepped up with a ratio compared to the primary voltage. So therefore, this can be achieved by increasing the number of windings in the secondary than the primary winding. So obviously, if you will increase the number of turns in the secondary, then the voltage should be increases in secondary side. That's why it is called as step up transformer. This figure shows like this, a step up transformer. Just to observe that the input voltage is sine wave here. So the primary coil which is in the input side, while you are applying voltage at the primary, then the power current passing through the primary of the primary coil. So therefore it induces EMF in it. So therefore due to that the fluctuations of the flux, the magnetic field, then the flux will be produced. Therefore it induces the secondary voltage. So therefore it is iron core, already you know that here. So here the secondary windings are more compared to the primary winding, and you will get the output is the same sine wave, will get it, but it increases. For example, you say the 230 to the 440 volts, 230 by 220 by 310 volts, 330 volts, like that. That is step up transformer. If we will come into the step down transformer, in the step down transformer we used to take the primary have the maximum turns compared to the secondary, and the secondary winding have a less number of turns compared to the primary. So therefore it is a step down transformer. The turns ratio will be N1 is 10 to is more actually. So that means N1 is maximum windings and the N2 is less windings. So therefore it step down. So it is used to step down the voltage level from the lower to higher level at the secondary. Step higher to lower level at the secondary side, as shown below, just to observe here, and it is called the step down transformer. The winding turns more on the primary side than the secondary side. So you used to take, generally this is step down transformer. Step down transformer is generally used in the rectifying circuits. How it acting actually? The 230 volts input should be converted to the 110 volts, 24 volts or 40 volts or 12 volts or 3 volts or 6 volts or 9 volts, like that, less than the total. That is called the step down transformer, right? Which is application oriented. It is used in the rectifying circuits, half wave, full wave and bridge rectifiers, which is very important for the electronics engineering, electronics and communication engineering. So this is the source for producing a low voltage levels in the engineering circuitry. So this is about the types of transformers on the basis of the windings. So now we'll take the types based on the core. Just to take a core type of transformer, you will take here the two types is here. Just to core type of transformer, 3-phase and single phase transformers, just to observe that. And here the shell type transformers, which is also 3-phase and the single phase. So here you observe that the difference between these two is, if you are coming to the core type transformers, the 3 windings is required, 1, 2, 3, but in the single phase it requires only 1 winding. So it is a core type of transformers. In this type of transformers, the windings are given to the considerable part of the circuit in the core type of the transformer, and the coils used are of form wound and cylindrical type on the core type. In core type transformers, the coils are wounded in helical layers with different layers insulated from each other. Already know that here. So if we are coming to the shell type transformers, which is also making the transformer are the most popular and the efficient type of a transformers, actually shell type transformers. The shell type transformers has a double magnetic circuit, and it have generally used to take, the core has a 3 limbs on the 3 limbs, and both the windings are placed on the central limb. You will observe that the central limb is there. So the core encircles most parts of the winding. So therefore the generally multi-layer disc and the sandwich coils are used in the shell type. So this is the basic difference between the core type and the shell type transformers, and which the more efficient transformer, the shell type transformer, because it have only central limb which will be wound n number of windings, like that. So this is about the according to the type of transformers based on the core. Now we will take the types of transformers and based on the quantity of winding. Just you will observe that in this one, single winding, 2 winding and 3 winding, just you will take. For the single winding is called the auto transformer, two winding is called the ordinary transformer, three winding is called the power transformer. So here in this the auto transformer means only single winding of the single winding. An auto transformer is a transformer with only one winding wound on a laminated core. An auto transformer is similar to a two winding transformer but differ in the way of the way the primary and secondary windings are interrelated here. A part of the winding is common to both primary and secondary sides. On load condition, a part of the load current is obtained directly from the supply and the remaining part is obtained by transformer action. So, an auto transformer works as a voltage regulator. What is the specific thing in a auto transformer is, it acts as a voltage regulator generally, and the one part is directly from the supply, which is the 230 volts is applied to that, and the another is the remaining part should be obtained by the transformer action. Okay, load current is obtained directly from the supply and the remaining part is obtaining by the transformer action. This auto transformer works as a voltage regulator. This is about the single winding auto transformer. Now we will coming to the two winding transformer. This is ordinary transformer. Already know that the ordinary transformer we have the two windings is there, and one of the winding is called the primary, another one is the secondary windings. The two windings are magnetically coupled and electrically isolated, but the transformer in which the part of the windings are common to both, and the primary and secondary is called the auto transformer generally. The auto transformer in both is both the most simple and the most fascinating of the connecting involving two windings. So here it is used to quite extensively in a bulk power transmission system because of its ability to multiply the effective kilovolt amperes capacity of the transformer. So auto transformers are also used on radial distribution feeder circuit as a voltage regulators. So what is a voltage regulator? Already you know that what is a voltage regulator. If you take the secondary side, you have to connect a load. So particularly the load, it should not be do not give any pulsations. I mean the constant regularity will be required. Then we will take this auto transformers. And the three winding regulators, three winding transformers, this is called the power transformer. Three winding transformer may be built with the third winding called the tertiary. In addition to the primary and secondary, this third winding is known as the stabilizer winding. The voltage rating of all the three windings of the transformer are usual and equal. The primary winding has the highest voltage rating, the tertiary has the lowest voltage rating, and the secondary has the intermediate voltage rating. So this is on the based on the winding, and the three types of transformers based on the winding, which your quantity of winding which you are going to take. One is the single winding auto transformer, two winding ordinary transformer, and three winding is a power transformer. Okay, so now you will coming to this the based on the quantity of winding. Already you know that what are the applications. So here applications where it is used to the starter to give up to a 50 hertz, 50 to 60% of the full voltage to the starter of a squirrel cage induction motor during the starting. So this type, what is the application of this is, these are used in that 50 to 60% of the full voltage to the starter of a squirrel cage induction motors. Okay, during the starting purpose you will use, and it is used to give a small boost to a distribution cables to correct the voltage drop. This is another application, and it is also used as a voltage regulator. Already know that in the previous slide itself we'll talk. And now used in the power transmission and the distribution systems, and also in the audio system and railways. These are the applications of the auto transformer. So what are that? It used as the starter as well as the voltage regulator, and it is used in the power distribution system, and it is used to boost to a distribution cable. So these are correct the voltage drops. So these are the auto transformer application. Now we'll coming to the two winding transformers, typically used to step up or step down step voltage from the transmission grid to the distribution grid. When the high and low voltage is greater than 2, it is more cost effective to use the two winding transformers. The auto transformers are preferred when the ratio is less than 2. If the more than 2 ratio is required, then you will go to the two winding transformers. If it is the ratio is less than 2, then preferable for the auto transformers. So that is the application. And based on the third winding, for this to supply the substation auxiliaries at a voltage different from those of the primary and the secondary windings, which is for the substations. Generally you say that the substations already know that what is the voltage, 440 kilovolts, 440 kV or 330 kV, like that substations will be there. For that the three winding transformers are used. The static capacitors or synchronous condensers may be connected to the tertiary winding, that is the third winding you say that, of a reactive power injection into the system for the voltage control. This is the static capacitors also, or the synchronous condensers may be connected to this to control the voltage. And delta connected territory reduces the impedance offered to the zero sequence current. They are allowing a larger earth fault current to flow for proper operation of a protective equipment. Further, it limits the voltage imbalance when the load is unbalanced. So this third, I mean the what we have three windings transformer is used to controlling the what is the voltage controlling for the unbalanced loads. And it is already know that the three winding, star winding and delta winding. So for that most of the time it is the three winding transformers is there. So you used to take a territory winding which is having delta and star. Just to observe that this is the figure indicates that this star and delta like this. Generally already it is there in electrical engineering. In the basic electrical engineering you need to know that the polyphase circuits, in the polyphase circuits you used to take a single phase and three phase circuits. So therefore it is coming to the three phase. So already you know that this is one of the good application to, it also permits the third harmonic current to flow, thereby reducing the third harmonic voltages also. And the three windings may be used for the interconnecting three transmission lines at a different voltages. So this is used for the three transmission lines, power transmission lines generally used to take. Territory can serve the purpose of measuring voltage of an HV testing transformers, high voltage testing transformers. These the applications of the transformers. What is the auto transformer, two winding transformer and the three winding, third winding transformer. So these the applications, and it is the physically appearance of the auto transformer is like this, and this is the two winding transformers, and the equivalent circuits also given here, auto and two winding transformers and three winding transformers. So now we will coming to that the types of transformer based on the arrangement of winding, cylindrical type and the disc type. The two types of windings is there. Cylindrical winding is used in core type of transformers, which is because these are low voltage windings used up to the 6.6 kV for kVA up to kilovolts for kVA up to the 600 to the 750. So already you know that what is the kVA and what is the kVA. kVA means kilovolts, kVA means kilovolt amperes. So that is the reactive power, you say that generally. So and the current rating between the 10 to 600 amperes. And we often use the cylindrical windings is its multi-layer forms actually. Okay, we use the rectangular conductors in two-layered type because it is easy to secure the laid out ends, and the oil ducts separate the layers of the windings. This arrangement facilitates the cooling through oil circulation in the windings. So this is the cylindrical windings best advantage. So in a multi-layer cylindrical windings, we improve the cooling conditions. Okay, the arrangement creates the oil ducts to facilitate a better cooling. We use this type of windings for the high voltage ratings, for the 33 kilovolt, 800 kVA, and the current ratings up to the 80 amperes. The maximum diameter we use the bare conductor is 4 mm generally. Okay, this is about the cylindrical type. So that means this type of cylindrical type winding arrangements, which will be for getting the rating of high voltages like 33 kilovolt and 33 kV and 800 kVA with up to the 80 amperes maximum extent. Right, this is the bare conductor is near about the diameter, maximum diameter we use for the bare conductor, which is only 4 mm. If you are coming to this is the disc type. You will observe that figure. So here this is a cylindrical type, just to observe. Gaps will be there here. So what is the oil duct will be there inside here and here, there also. So now we will coming to this is the cylindrical type. Now the disc type is shown in the figure here. This is the disc type of windings arrangements. So types of transformer, this is also depends on the winding. So here disc type windings are also used in the core type transformers called the disc helical windings. So the parallel connected strips are placed side by side in a radial direction to occupy total radial depth of windings. So here just to observe that here. Primarily used for this high capacity transformers, the winding consists of a number of flat coils or the discs in the series or parallel like this. The coils are formed with rectangular strip wound spirally from the center outward in the radial directions. So the conductors can be a single strip or the multi-strip in a parallel wound. Just to observe that this is the parallel wound, multi-strip and single strip like this. This is so. The conductors can be single strip or the multi-strip in a parallel wound on the flat side, and this makes the robust construction for this type of winding. The discs are separated from each other with press board sectors and attached to vertical strips. The vertical and the horizontal spaces provides the radial and axial ducts for the for a free circulation of oil, so which comes in contact with every turn. So the area of the conductor varies from 4 to 50 mm, but in cylindrical only 4 mm, but here 4 to 50 mm it should be varied. So square and limits for the current of 12 to 600 amperes. The minimum width of the oil duct is 6 mm for the 35 kilovolts. So previously 4 mm for the 33 kilovolts. So the advantage of the disc and continuous winding is their greater mechanical axial strength and the cheapness. So compared to that, the cylindrical disc type is very cheap compared to that, and it have a maximum robust, that is a mechanical access strength. So this is the type of a transformer by arrangement of the winding. The two types, one is cylindrical, other one is the disk type. Moreover, disk type have more advantage with respect to that cylindrical type in sense of the robustness and the cost. So now we'll coming to this. This is the types of transformer based on uses. The power transformer, distribution transformer, instrument transformer. Generally used to the power transformers are generally used for the transmission network for the stepping up or stepping voltage down voltages, and it operates mainly during high or peak loads, and high has a maximum efficiency at or near the full loads. Generally for the electronics and communication engineering, we used to take only power transformers. So here basically always we consider the step down transformers because we use the rectifiers, right? So therefore the distribution transformer steps down the voltage for distribution purpose to domestic and the commercial usages. Of course, these are the household applications also it may be take, and it has a good voltage regulation, operates the 24 hours and a day with the maximum efficiency of the 50% of the full load. The power transformers is generally rated at higher megavolt amperes, that is the greater than the 200 megavolt amperes. So and it is used in the step up and step down application of a transmission. So this is the based on the type of uses. This is a power transformer. Distribution transformer, it is the type of transformer that performs the distribution transformer is the it performs the last voltage transformer in a distribution grid. So in electrical engineering we have the lot of circuitries, the power switch gear and power distribution is there actually. General application you say that the transcos, how the RGB lines will go actually, RYB lines. So in that the power grid is there actually in power stations. So in that grid this type of voltage transformers is used, distributed transformers, and it converts the voltage used in the transmission line to one suitable for the household and the commercial use. They are typically down to the 240 volts actually. These transformers are in the pole mounted if the transmission lines run above ground, and they are pad mounted, and if the transmission lines lie underground, as is the case in many suburban areas, that is the cities, metropolitan cities, the pad mounted transformers is usually green and visible on the front lawns of many homes. So this is the distribution transformers, LT lines, HT lines like this. And the instrument transformer. Instrument transformer are used in AC systems for a measurement of electrical quantities, voltage, current, power, energy, and the power factor, frequency. And the instrument transformers are used with the protective relay for the protection of the power system. Okay, this is the instrumentation transformer. The basic function of the instrument transformer is to step down the AC system voltage and current. The voltage and current levels of the power system is very high, and it is difficult and costly to design the measuring instrument for the measurement of such high level voltage and current generally. So the measuring instruments are designed for the 5 amps and the 110 volts. The measurement of such very large electrical quantities can be made in the possible by using of the instrument transformers with these small rating measuring instruments. Therefore, these instrument transformers are very popular in modern power systems. So we need to take the type of based on uses the power transformers which will produce for the good voltages for the 24 hours regulation operates the domestic wise and the industries purpose. So there is a power transformers which they are providing the greater than 200 megavolt amperes. So there is a power transformers usually produced like that. It is either a step up or step down applications also in transmission section. Now the distribution transformers which is applicable for the switch gear for the distribution of the transmission of power. So the instrument transformers which is applicable for the measurement of the power for what is the 5 amps and the 110 volts like that. This type of instruments will be designed to measure the voltage, current and all other parameters like energy, power and frequency like that. Okay, this is the instrument amplifier. So now we'll go cooling types of transformers. For the dry type of transformers, air natural and the air blast, you say that. This method of transformers cooling is generally used in the small transformers up to the 3 megavolt amperes. In this method, the transformer is allowed to cool by natural airflow surrounding it. In the air blast is for the transformers used the more than the 3 megavolt amperes, and the cooling by natural air methods is inadequate in this method. The air is focused on the core and the windings with the help of the fans or blowers like that, which is in ACs generally. The air supply must be filtered to prevent the accumulation of the dust and particles in a ventilation ducts. This method can be used for the transformer up to the 15 megavolt amperes. Okay, this is for the dry type of transformers. Now for oil immersive transformers, you say that the oil natural air natural and the oil natural air forced. So this method, first one is oil natural air natural is. This method is used for the oil immersed transformers. In this method, that the heat generated in the core and winding is transferred to the oil. And according to the principle of the convection, the heated flows in the upward direction, and then in the radiator, the vacant place is filled up by cooled oil from the radiator. The heat from the oil will dissipate in the atmosphere due to the natural air low around the transformer. In this way, the oil in transformer keeps circulating due to natural convection and dissipating heat in the atmosphere due to the natural conduction. So, natural convection and natural conduction wide, it should be operated with circulating due to the natural convection and keeping the dissipating heat by atmosphere due to the natural conduction. So, this method can be used for the transformers up to the 30 megavolt amperes. And oil natural air forced, which is ONAF, the heat dissipation can be improved thereby applying the forced air on the dissipating surface, and the forced air providing the faster heat dissipation than the natural airflow. In this method, the fans are mounted near the radiator and may be provided with the automatic starting arrangement which turns when the temperature increases beyond the certain values. So, just like you say that the ACs, right, the transformer cooling method is generally used for the large transformers up to the 60 megavolt amperes. What is the difference between these two, the oil natural, air natural, or the oil natural, air forced? For this, this is applicable up to the 30 megavolt amperes, but here it is a 60 megavolt amperes. And that these two circuits are shown here. This is for the oil natural, air natural circuit, the cooling of transformer like this. This is the way. If you are coming to this, the oil natural air forced is like this. So, this is you will observe that this is a radiator, and here it is the winding is there in the direction of oil flow like this, which is the conservator, which we have the air will be, natural air will come out. So, therefore, here this is the ONAN, but here it is the what is the air force, oil natural air force, which is the cooling of the transformer. The system is like this radiator, and the two fans will be there. There is no need of any fans like this, right? Which is the gap side, the oil will be impinging, and due to the atmospheric condition dissipate that power due to the natural conduction. And it is oil in the transformer keeps circulating, and natural convection due to the natural convection, that is. So, this is about the ONAN and ONAF. So, these two are the depends immense transformers for oil immense transformers. This is a cooling type of transformers. And you will take cooling type of transformers, which is already we explained that the same the oil forced, air forced, and another one is the oil forced, water forced, like this. So these two the same similar process is there. Now we'll percentage impedance. Percentage reactance of the transformer, or in general you say the circuit, the percentage of phase voltage drop when the full load current flows through it. So therefore percentage impedance is equivalent to the what is the mod x by V, you say that. So here I into V, you say that, so into 100, like this. So now short circuited current, you say, is here the V by X, right? So short circuit current is the 100% I into of 100% of X. So percentage reactance of the transformer, or in general a circuit, is the percentage of a phase voltage drop when the full load current flows through it. Okay, percentage of phase voltage drop, you say that. That is a percentage of X is equal to Ix by V into 100%. Now short circuit current is V by X, right? So short circuit current is I into 100% of X, like this. So this is percentage of impedance. The power factor, the ratio of the actual electrical power dissipation by an AC circuit to the product of RMS value of the current and voltage. So this is the difference between the two is caused by the reactance in the circuit, and they represented the power that does no useful work. In AC circuits, the power factor is the ratio of the real power that is used to do work and the apparent power that is supplied to the circuit. So this is the power factor actually. So therefore R by X generally used to take. So now we will take the power factor can get the values in the range of 0 to 1. So when all the power is reactive power with no real power, usually inductive power, inductive load, the power factor is 0. When all the power is real power with no reactive power, then the power factor is 1. Generally the power factor in between 0 and 1, if it is the complete, there is no real power, therefore the total power is the inductive load usually, so the power factor is 0. If there is no reactive power, then the power factor is equivalent to the 1 and fully real power, that is. This is about the power factor variations and all. So the power, active power, apparent power and reactive power, already you know that in AC circuits, the power which is actually consumed by utilizing a AC circuit called the true power or active power or the real power, you say that. So it is measured in a kilowatt or megawatt of power. It is actually outcomes of the electrical system which runs the electrical circuits or load. This is generalizing. If you come into the apparent power, which is the product of the root mean square values, that is, you say that the value of the voltage and currents is known as apparent power. This power is generally used to take the kVA. kVA means kilowatt hour, or kilowatt ampere, or the megawatt ampere, which is apparent power. And the reactive power, which is also in varying. So the power which flows back and forth, that means it moves in both the directions in the circuit are react upon itself. It is called the reactive power. So the reactive power is measured in the kilowatt amperes, kilowatt ampere reactive. So therefore kVAR or MVAR, like this. This is the types of powers. Thank you very much for watching this video, which is very important for the engineering students to know what is the transformers and what the concluding of this is, types of what is the transformer action, what it done actually, what is inside the transformer, and types of transformer depends on various characteristics, right? Thank you very much for watching this.